Welcome back to Sayajin YouTube channel. So today this is a review for the game Bright Memory Infinite. It's the second game in the series and it is developed by one man studio previously. I think yeah, it was developed by a one man studio previously, which is called Bright Memory, and it is a fast-paced action game, hack and slash. But yeah, it is a Chinese studio game, and now it's been worked by 10 people. So I think that it's a pretty solid game, not a full price game because it's generally a 4 hour game. You can finish this game within 4 hours or so. But the game is pretty good as you can see on the screen. Its enemies, it's not enemies, but its environment and its effects are very good with lighting and things like that. The foliage, the graphics, it's so good that I like this game. I want to play this game really soon, but I don't know my PC will handle it or not. It's similar to Crysis when the Crysis first launched. It said like there was a main that this game can run Crysis or not, but now it's like this game can run Right Memory Infinite or not. Maybe it's over there, but yeah, it's a fast-paced action game with shooting elements and hack and slash elements into them where you get various guns at the start of the game. Like you get guns very easily, but you need to use your sword to defend yourself from the enemy bullets and things like that. Here you play as an agent, secret agent called Sheila, who is tasked to see that there's an abnormality in the black hole in the section of somewhere in China, and she goes there to see what's going on, and in the mistake she gets transported from present to past, back to present, and things like that. There's various skills also which you can use, which you can earn by using skill points, which is used by them. Destroying enemies and completing objectives, not generally objectives, not moving from one point to another, but the blocking hack and slash element is very fun to use, like sword slash and things like that, with travels element like ledge grabs and things like that. Also, on top of that, the enemies are different and their attack patterns are very different from one another, which make it distinct. As you can see, that there are some enemies who can use shield to block, and for that you need to destroy their shield first or block their attack at the perfect moment so that they are stunned, and then you can attack them. While there are different enemies like from the past who had shields, you need to have a very specific counter for it. And it is a fast-paced game, so you need to be on your toes. It's not similar to Doom, but it can be similar to it in more ways than one. But yeah, it's a fast-paced game, and it's just a pretty graphically intensive game, as you can see from the models over here, and the grappling hook also. But yeah, it also has its own bugs and things like that, which includes like animations which are not stiff and janky at sometimes, but it's still a cool game. With there's weapons which are so tight, like they feel like a perfect weapon. As you can see from this pattern here, you need to break the shield from the shield enemy at first, and then you need to kill him with your sword. And it's very entertainment and it's a fast pace, so you need to be on your toes at all time. But I think with keyboard and mouse, it's a perfect game, but with controller, I think there's some work need to be done. But you need to know that this is just a game developed by few persons, like 10 at the most. But with the backing of Xbox and things like that, with it's a pretty solid game. It's not a game to be like to be able to play for a long time. But yeah, it's a game to show off your PC's hardware capabilities and the travels and mechanic. It's a janky. It's sometimes because sometimes it doesn't grab onto the objects. But yeah, it's a pretty solid game and it will be patched anytime soon. But as you can see, the boss battles and things like that are fun. There's one annoying thing, like there's a snipers and then there will be a sniper, and also on top of that there will be many goals you need to defend, and the snipers can take out your health pretty fast. On top of that, you can find ammo pretty abundant in the game. And as you can see, this is a boss battle fight. It's from the opening hour, I think so. It's from the opening hour of the game. It's from the opening hour, and it looks pretty cool. And as you can see, blood splash and things like that. It's pretty solid. And each and every time the game doesn't get repetitive, as it has animation for the bosses, and it's not like the simple game. Like you need to be prepared for them. For example, in this big ad, in this big fight with this big monster, you need to be on your toes constantly, as you can use your sword for this entire fight also, but it's best to use both. It's up to you. You should choose how you want to play this game. Like you just want to go guns blazing, or you just want to use melee attacks. But as you can see, your only option to defend it's through the sword and things like, and just you can defend or you can just dodge it. And the slashing mechanics, it's so perfect. Stuff. No, my God, you just want to buy this game for pretty visuals. I think you should wait for the discount, as it is not worth $40, which he is asking for the just 4 hours experience. It should be half of the price, and the experience should be more. But yeah, it's a pretty solid game for foliage and environmental effects and things like that. As you can see on the screen, I think this will generally go on a sale very soon, and that's the perfect time to buy this game. And I will be buying at that. And also on top of that, those who had bought the Bright Memory, the first game, has given this game for free, which is a pretty solid deal, I must say. But yeah, you can play this game to show up your PC's graphical power and things like that. On top of that, there's a few sections that I hated the most. For example, the stealth section, which I'm about to show you very soon. And I think I said that I can't run it perfectly on my PC, so I'm using my friend's PC as of now. He played this game and recorded this video for me, and I played it with him for a few hours. Like he landed me his PC system for like I think 4 hours, 4 or 8 hours, and we were doing this on the weekend. So it was a great experience. But I think the stealth action, there's no need for that. If you just need to put some suppressor or things like that on your gun, mostly on a pistol, because in the stealth section you're just given a knife and you need to go around the block to kill enemies, and it gets annoying. It's pretty annoying. It just changes the pace of the game, which is from fast paced to seriously slow pace. One suggestion from you is that when you see a sniper in the shadow, you just take it out first, because it's annoying to deal with. These are few minor complaints, but these things might be patched in the next game. It may be like Bright Memory Infinite or Bright Memory Ultimate or things like that. But yeah, for the experience it gives you, it's a pretty solid experience. And on top of that, the graphics, I just love these graphics, and I just want I just like this graphics. As you can see in the foliage, the leaves, the movement, it's pretty cool. You just need this game to show up your PC's full power, like RTX 3080 or 3090 series, and running this game at 4K 60 FPS. Though the animations are janky at times, like the swimming animation, but the fighting and things like that, it's so cool looking. And the game never gets tired, as with many people, as with many animes, there are different movesets and things like that. And our protagonist is a female. You don't see many female protagonists in a first-person game, and that's it. With battles taking on, most bosses are from the past, so that's only for them. I think it's from the Sengoku era. And I think it's a Chinese game, but I think that kind of era. And the health regenerates on its own after taking a few hits, so it's a pretty good advantage. You can get you can get pretty messed up in this game, as it is a fast paced game, and if you don't know what to do, you're done for. Okay, that's it from me today, and I wish you a nice day. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.